Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more. This is my second attempt at a color e-ink reader. Hello, welcome to my channel. Another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and a few weeks ago I experimented with the book's Go Color 7 e-reader. It became rather obvious, rather quickly, that I was not getting along with that device. I will post the link to that video in the description here. I did eventually return that book for a refund because I just did not like it. But the bandwagon of color e-ink was still calling to me. So I went out and I got the color. But the bandwagon of color e-ink was still calling to me. So I jumped on the Kindle Colorsoft. And let's see if this does better than the books. I have had a few days to play with my Kindle Colorsoft. I have made a hodgepodge of videos over the last few days, so I'm going to gather them all together, throw them into the editing pot, and try to make some sort of cohesive statement about what I think about the Kindlesoft. There is a separate video that I made a couple days ago about the yellow line of doom that shows up on the bottom of some Kindle screens. I did not see it. Some people saw it on my screen where I still do not see it. So there's a lot of issues with that yellow line of doom. Go watch my individual video and look at some of the comments where some people are still seeing that yellow line where I do not. So it is definitely an issue. After everything comes out of that mixing bowl, I will come back and give you my final verdict on the Colorsoft. While editing my videos this afternoon, I noticed my brain had a couple of misfires, maybe more than a couple of times. I was calling the Kindle Colorsoft the Kindlesoft. That is not correct. I'm not going back in and re-recording any of those videos. I'm just here to say that it's not Kindlesoft. It is Colorsoft. One of the criticisms I have been hearing about the Kindle Colorsoft is that you cannot sideload your books, that there is some sort of prohibitive measure put in by Amazon that you can no longer access them. So you cannot use your Calibre program to send books to your Kindle. Now, I have a number of DRM-free books from Standard eBooks and other places, and I wanted to give this a test to see if it is true or if I can load my, there we go, it says connected. I'm sorry about that glare, that's my light, but it says it is connected. It says on the side it was setting up your Kindle. So here we go. Let's give, sorry about that light flashing. It's my ceiling light. So the book that I want to send is The Secret Agent by Joseph Conrad, because that is what I'm currently reading. It's in here. There we go. Secret Agent. And you go up. You really can't see it very well, but there is a send a device option, and I'm sending to main memory. And I just got to click. So let's hit disconnect. Disconnected. Go to my library, and right there you will see The Secret Agent by Joseph Conrad. So you can definitely use Calibre to sideload books to your Kindle Colorsoft. I have heard a few reports about people saying that their Kindle Soft does not charge wirelessly. I purchased this stand for my 11th generation Paperwhite, and let's see if it charges. Okay, there is the battery icon that showed that it was charging. Up there you can also see the little lightning bolt saying it was charging. It also works upside down, so you can charge it upside down. Not that it matters too much. I am also going to do this test with my Kindle case. And right now I do not see it charging with the Kindle case. Now I have to say that this is not an Amazon approved Kindle case. You're getting a little bit of a flashing light there, but it does not appear that you can charge wirelessly with a non-Amazon case. Deep from my storage room, I searched a bin for a wireless phone charger. Let's give this a shot. With the case on, it does not charge. With the case off, it does work with this very old phone charger. So again, this case is not good for wireless charging. This is an example of what the color actually looks like on the Colorsoft. It is muted color. I am looking through the Delphi collection of Monet paintings that you can download, and we'll just go through some others. That's a blank one. And there, it's fine quality. It's not that painting quality that you would really want if you were looking through a picture book of Monet. But it is e-ink screen, and you cannot expect that crystal clarity of images or color on e-ink. But it's fine. It shows off the color pretty well. I will show you a few examples of the cover art on the Kindle Soft. Some covers work better than others. For whatever reason, I think this cover of Wayward by Amelia Hart looks especially fine on the Kindle Soft. Christina Falls by Benjamin Black has a naturally very dark cover, and it's kind of hard to tell that this is a color photo. Here are the Colorsoft and Paperwhite with the same cover, side by side. You can tell that the Colorsoft has a little bit of color, but it's a naturally dark cover, so it's kind of hard to tell. MacArthur's Bloody Butchers by Brian Bruce. You can definitely tell there's a little bit of color in this cover. The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. It's kind of a plain cover, but you can still see a little bit of color. Overall, I think the color covers do look nice, but are they going to be worth the price of the Kindle Soft? I am not a huge reader of manga or graphic novels, but I did want to show what a color graphic novel is going to look like on the Kindle Soft. This is the graphic novel adaptation of Frank Herbert's Dune. So that's the colors. Now the problem is it's kind of hard to show in this camera angle, but the text, the dialogue is kind of difficult for me to read without reading glasses. You are able to pinch the screen and increase the size of the panel. But if I had to do that for every panel that I wanted to read on the graphic novel, that would be a little tiresome. You also get a little bit of a flash every time you increase the panel size. But other than that, you just tap on that. No, backwards. I think you have to be on the regular panel size before you can, yeah, you can't be in, I don't think you can be in increased panel size to change pages. I don't like that. So I probably would never read a graphic novel on this Kindle. And I think that's going to be pretty much across the board with any of the smaller Kindles. It would probably be different on my Kindle Scribe because you get a lot more picture screen length on the screen. Here is a head-to-head matchup between the Kindle Colorsoft on the left and the Kindle Paperwhite Signature 11th edition on the right. You can see that the Colorsoft is just a little darker. Now, for this example, I have opened to the same book, the same page. I have set the auto brightness off on both Kindles. I have manually set it to brightness 12 and warmth 6, just to give you an example of what they look like between the same book with the same sizes of everything on the Kindle. Now, on the Kindle Colorsoft, because the screen is just a little bit larger, you get a little more text per line. The first line is, "It was not the dead that seemed to quirk." But on the Paperwhite, it is, "It was not the dead that seemed to." So you're getting approximately one more word per line on the Colorsoft due to the larger screen. Now, let's hold them up a little closer for text clarity. I think that clarity is pretty good. I'm not seeing a whole lot of the graininess. Now, other people have noticed differences, and yes, it's not quite as clear as the Paperwhite, I think, but it's a pretty good text quality. And there you go. Let's try to bring them really close in together. So yeah, you get that little bit more of a whiteness on the Paperwhite and the darkness on the Colorsoft. But all in all, I think the texts are fine on the Colorsoft. Just for grins and giggles, I have my Kindle Scribe set to the same settings that I have the Colorsoft and the Paperwhite. And you notice it is actually just a tad bit whiter than the Paperwhite. And of course, the Colorsoft is just a little bit darker. But that's just an example. And of course, you get a whole lot more text on the Scribe. Okay, so what do I think about this Colorsoft? Who is going to be the right customer for this device? Because I'm essentially saying to buy or not to buy. That is the question. And my answer is that I think the Kindlesoft is going to have its appreciative customers. I don't think it is necessarily going to be the Kindle that everyone should rush to. I sort of like the color on the screen, but it has its downsides. I have not really talked about the battery. The battery is nowhere near as good as it is on the Paperwhite. When I went on vacation to Canada a few months ago, I had my Paperwhite. I charged it up to 100%, and I read every day, and I was still at like 89% after a whole week of reading. That is fantastic. I am not showing anywhere near that kind of battery strength on the Colorsoft. So that is a huge downside. But again, who's going to want this color device? As I've shown, I don't think it is especially good for color graphic novels. Now, I am not a graphic novel reader, so if you are, you need to pay careful attention to that, because I'm not familiar enough with it, so it may actually suit the needs of some graphic novel readers. I'm not qualified to judge because I just don't read enough of those kind of books. The average reader, I think, can take a pass on the Kindle Soft. For you, the Paperwhite is probably the better choice for just the average reader who reads just text. If there's an occasional color photo that you miss out on a book, live with it. The Paperwhite is absolutely a fantastic device. I would grade it an unqualified A+. This is the 11th edition. I have not tried the newer 12th edition, but that is the main Kindle I would recommend to most readers. For me, I do have a different Kindle that I prefer, and that is the Scribe. I like the Scribe because it has the large screen. You get a lot of text on it. I can increase the font size to help my 60-year-old eyes read better. I don't particularly care for the pen and the notation abilities of the Scribe, just because I don't take annotations or make notes. But as a reading device, I really like it. I usually read this over my Paperwhite, and I'm going to be reading it over my Kindle Soft. The Kindle Soft will be my alternative Kindle. This is the Kindle I'm going to take on travel. It is the Kindle I will take when I'm going to the mechanics and have to wait for 2 hours for my car to be fixed and I want to read something. This is the Kindle I will take. As I said, I think it is a pass for most people. I'm going to keep it, even though it has a few issues. I guess I could return it and get another Paperwhite, but I'll stick it out, at least for a year or two until the 13th edition of the Paperwhite comes out, and then I'll probably turn in this Colorsoft as an exchange. So that is my recommendation, a pass. Thank you for watching, and keep on reading.